Well, hello and good morning. It's currently 6 o'clock in the morning on Boxing Day. Oh, I wouldn't say that, I'm obsessed, but I've got a terrible cold. It's really getting me down. Actually, I've had it for 3 weeks, and it doesn't matter what I do. It doesn't seem to be clearing it. But I've got me trusty Lemsip, which, if you'll excuse me, I'll be like tucking into during this video. So this is a brief update on the situation as it is, and I just wanted to let you know of my plans moving forward now that I don't actually have an active complaint ongoing with the Ombudsman or Scottish Power. If you recall, I mentioned it a couple of times in various videos in this playlist. The decision maker has made two statements which gave me pause to think that, something's not right. These are, number one, our role isn't to side with either party, and number two, we have no powers to award compensation. Point one, siding with either party. This statement just doesn't fit well with their primary function, which is to protect consumers. This is especially true where the consumer has proven a case against a licensee. And point two, no powers to award compensation, is as a lie, 100% pure and simple. The financial penalties and consumer redress under the Electricity Act 1989 states that in 1.2, where the authority is satisfied that the licensee has A, contravened or is contravening any relevant condition or requirement, or B, has failed or is failing to achieve any standard of performance prescribed under 27A1 of the Electricity Act 1989, the authority may impose a financial penalty. So, these are the 2 points I want answered. I want answers to. So, towards that end, a few days ago, I contacted Ofgem, asking for several documents. These include policies and procedures that determine how Ofgem interact with domestic consumers, and also to include any internal documentation, i.e. guidance given to a decision maker on how to act during a complaint, i.e. how they determine who's in the right or wrong. I've also asked for documentation on Ofgem's policy and, again, any internal guidance on awarding consumer redress. The purpose of this is to write to my MP for permission to write to the Parliamentary Ombudsman, not to complain, but to ask questions. For example, why is it Ofgem's policy to only ask the licensee to pay a goodwill gesture and not award redress? Remember how, as I said, the Ombudsman said we don't have powers to award compensation, and as I've proven, that's a lie. I believe that the redress issue, that this redress issue is where the system fails, i.e. Ofgem's own policy on redress states that the purpose of awarding redress is to ensure that the consumers receive reimbursement for loss or damages, and also to ensure issues don't keep happening. This part I found very frustrating. If you recall, Scottish Power caused a £3,000 debt due to constantly cancelling our direct debits. Now, the question I wanted to ask, and be fair, or, you know, I don't mind if you think it's like we shouldn't have received anything. Should we have been awarded compensation for this error? Now, my thought is any reasonable person, me included, would probably have suggested that a partial award was given because we were damaged. Strictly speaking, we suffered no direct or immediate loss, but our loss is now a long-term loss of money, which means we have a lot less to live on. Plus, obviously, the time, the effort and stress of having to deal with the debt and the constant harassment, which, as you can imagine, I found extremely frustrating, given that the company harassing me was the one that caused the issue in the first place. Redress would have resolved this 100%. I'm also interested in why Ofgem's website doesn't advise consumers to only complain about issues within the standard licensing conditions. I guess essentially this is a fact-finding mission, but also to provide advice on the status quo of Ofgem. Obviously, I'll be able to make a clearer determination once I've reviewed the documents Ofgem sent me and write a report accordingly. Remember, though, for those of you that are Scottish Power haters, that's me too, by the way, my goal isn't to attack Scottish Power. They're mismanaged, disorganised, and treat us all as badly as they do because there's no effective control over how they operate, and Ofgem aren't holding them to account when they transgress against us. What is essentially happening is that the money that should have been ours by way of redress is being taken by Ofgem for Ofgem. In that the information we're giving Ofgem when we report a breach is being used to go after and fine the licensees. Remember, I said about the 18 million that they got, from Scottish Power a little while ago. I wonder if this has anything to do with double jeopardy, i.e. not being able to prosecute a company for the same crime twice. It doesn't take a genius to know that the best way to punish an organisation whose primary focus is making money is by awarding a monetary punishment. Imagine, just for a moment, if Ofgem gave automatic compensation of £1,000 to each domestic consumer that proved a case against the licensee. Do you think this would make the licensee change? Well, of course it would, especially when you realise that Scottish Power are receiving brace for this. I actually got this off their website. It's an unbelievable fact that Scottish Power are receiving 300,000 complaints a year. Yeah, that's mind-blowing. And approximately 13% of these complaints make it to the Ombudsman. And if we include the £400 fee per case, we're talking about 40,000 times 1,400, which actually equals 56 million a year. That's, if they took up this automatic £1,000 for each domestic customer. Oh yeah, and for your information, at present, Scottish Power is paying a minimum 16 million per year in Ofgem fees. That's just madness. You'd think, wouldn't you, that they'd want to get themselves sorted out. I don't know what Keith Anderson's doing over there, but if I was his boss, I'd be seriously thinking, what the hell is this bloke doing? Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you know how it goes. No doubt it's going to take a little while before I receive the documents or if I receive. I know they're going to send me the policy documents, but whether or not I get hold of the internal docs on how they operate, the guidance documents that the decision makers make, whether or not I receive them or not is another thing. If not, that will form, that will actually become a complaint, because you can't tell me they haven't actually got that sort of thing. I'll demand that will then become a complaint. Because at the end of the day, Ofgem are actually a public company, and those documents are ours to view. Anyway, thanks for watching and tuning in. I'll let you know how it goes. Thank you.